call this meeting to order at Shelby County Supervisors, February 15th, 2022. You gentlemen have any conflicts of interest on anything on the agenda?
None.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion.
Motion by Charlie, second by Darren. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Had a chance to look over the claims?
Yes.
Questions? I had mine answered. Okay. Motion to approve the claims.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Darren, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Had a chance to look over the February 1st minutes. Any changes,
No,
Mark,
sir.
or corrections? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Motion.
Motion by Charlie, second by Darren. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, we have county library funding from the unincorporated areas. Mark?
Yeah, the county's required to, based on valuation, and there's a state, I don't know the exact number, and the rural areas of the county are required to tax a minimum amount of dollars for library funding, and it's split between 3 libraries: the Irwin Library, the Harlan Library, and the Irwin, Elkhorn, and Harlan. The libraries in those 3 towns.
Would you ladies like to inform us, educate us on what you've been doing and what's
Stay
going
there
on?
if you want, it's up to you.
I was just going to give you a handout.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Good morning. Thank you. Just state your name and where you're from.
Yes, I'm Kathy Kramer. I'm a library board member from Harlan.
Irwin? Okay.
And
I'm Karen Blockman, the librarian at Irwin.
Okay.
I'm
Welcome.
Alyssa Licky. I'm the library director from Elkhorn.
Okay.
so thank you for having us today.
Yep.
And I just wanted to review what we did in '21 with the funds that were allotted
Okay,
for our
awesome.
library. We're in Irwin, of course, and I thought it was important to talk about some different areas that we've done. Youth programming was very important last year, and we started out with a book signing. We had a local Shelby County author that came, and that was in the evening with adults attending, and it was a great turnout. He sold a lot of books, did the signing, read the book. It was Xander Arnholtz from this area, as far as his family. In July, we had a great turnout for our summer reading program. And one of the things that I think is important is that we worked in conjunction with the Shelby County Extension Office. Paulette Madsen was instrumental in helping us. And the key to the success was the advertising. And that's been changing for us. We're doing Facebook, we're doing, we have a website, we have, put ads in paper, in the Manila paper and others. So that has just been a key to our success, and we look for that to continue to build, so.
I have a question. The
Yes.
summer reading program, is that something you do every year?
Yes.
You've been doing
Yes.
that for quite some time?
We have, but we've made some changes, some good changes. We're now working in conjunction or taking advantage of what they call the iRead program that's been approved by the state library. It's a program out of Illinois that a lot of states have adopted, and it's been wonderful, and I'm sure Elkhorn would, Alyssa would agree with that. We did the Halloween treats instead of at the library, which is downtown. We parked ourselves where the kids were closer, just to represent and let them know that the library was involved in their Halloween celebration. And then we did the December Santa visit packets being distributed. Karen?
Well, over the last year, our library increased by 26%. Books donated up by 99%, and donations from the Harlan Community Library Children's center was a reading center that the kids call their cage, and they just love it. They're in there. And then a Facebook account was added for advertising and programs, and we increased our library hours from 2 days a week to 3 days a week. And we're now open on Saturday mornings, and that has turned out to be good for moms with little ones to come in. So that has made a difference for us.
Awesome.
In 2022, our key 3 words are innovate, inform, and inspire. We're hoping that we can implement the electronic check-in process in Irwin. We're, I think, the only library in the county that does not have that, so we need to be up to speed. So we're applying for grants and trying, and hopefully we'll get some good response on that. Continuing our Facebook exposure, and our program for the summer reading program for the kids is called Beyond the Beaten Path. And it looks to be really fun. We were at a city council meeting last night and had a lot of volunteers as far as helping us get things ready for it. So that was pretty great. Looking forward, we continue to look for Iowa authors to come for book signings. We have a quilt of the month. We've got a lot of talent in our community. So we have one hung every month. We're trying to establish a book club for adults and children with the Saturday open hours. We're calling it a children's book club where they come and we have discussions about the book and let them know what the book is going to be. So we're hoping for good success there. Mother, grandmother, and children tea. We first thought daughter tea, but we think it should be children tea. And finally, book walk, working in conjunction with the extension office again, is doing a book walk. And do you know what? I think you had that in Harlan, yeah. So we want to do that in conjunction with our school and have the book walk up there. There's a great area for that. So we're really excited, and we're so fortunate to have the funding from Shelby County and others. So thank you for that.
Yep, looks like you're using the funds wisely.
I hope, yeah, I think you are. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so things that we've accomplished in the last year at the Elkhorn Library. Last year I mentioned that we were a 5-star library, and once again this year we've reached that goal as well. The Iowa Library Journal every year takes the statistics that that libraries turn in to the state, and basically they take all the information that we give them and compare it to the budget that we have, the money that we have to work with, and 5 stars is the best that you can do. Like, we're doing a lot with very little, actually.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
Yes.
So that's the 3rd year in a row that we've achieved that, and so we're proud of that. We've also been busy this last year just writing grants, trying to, our library started as our water department's garage, and so slowly we've taken over the garage, and then we added on a children's area, and now we've added on a programming area, and that was 20 years ago we added on the children's area. So we wrote some grants to redo the carpet, get some new computers in there for the kiddos. Some people came forward and gave some donations for things that we could add to the children's area, which has been great. It looks just like, we have people comment all the time that it just looks like a new space. So that's been great. We were fortunate to be able to apply for the ARPA grant through the state, and we're able to do a lot of tech updates to our library, especially for teens, and so that's been good. And also, I don't know if you ever get to Elkhorn, but you have to see the mural that a local artist did on the side of our buildings. She painted a girl sitting, what looks like sitting in the windowsill reading, and I've had several people text me an image and say, I thought that was a real girl sitting there. So it's amazing. She did such an amazing job, and we also have a little bit money left over from that grant, and it's been approved to put a sculpture in between the 2 windows that she painted as well. So that'll be in this spring. We've been working hard, just collaborating with a lot of local organizations, just like other libraries in the area, with the extension office, with our park, with our pool, with the schools, the fire department, Nishna Bend. A lot of the local businesses and retailers support the library too, and we've been just trying to partnership a lot with the people in our area. Going forward, the city council uses our programming room now for their meetings, and so they have a little space that they used to use for their meetings that we're going to revamp. It just needs some cosmetic updates really, and some new furniture and shelving in there to make it a teen area. And then once we get the teen books moved into that area, we're going to make a more private area for our adult patrons to sit and read, because there isn't really a space for that right now too. We're also starting to work on the summer reading program. We hired a new children's librarian last April who's got great ideas and is super excited, and has already collaborated with some people to get some great programming started and scheduled this summer. Yeah, so many, like I could just go on and on about the goals that we have for our library, because our board is so supportive. You guys, our city council, like it's just so nice to have a community and county and everything that's supporting our library and sees the need for it. So thank you.
Thanks, you're doing an awesome job too. You can tell you're passionate about it.
Yeah, I would commend you guys, because I mean, you're doing everything to keep the library viable. I would have said a few years ago, we're not going to have libraries anymore with everything going to electronic, means. But you guys are doing a good job.
Able to hold that attendance? I mean, I'm sure COVID threw a big monkey wrench into it, but able to get the kids back and stuff. Sounds like it.
Yeah, our kids programs are pretty much back to normal. Yeah, it's.
Okay.
Plus you have an awesome after-school program too.
We do. We have two after-school programs. One for younger kids and one Wednesdays in Elkhorn. They just switched this school year that every Wednesday they get out at 1:30, and so from 2 to 4 we've got a program going on for the younger kids, and then another program going on for the older kids, just to have some place to go after school.
If you're getting them off their video games, you're succeeding.
Yeah.
Right. Look at it.
Amanda, would you like to update us? Amanda's here from Harlan.
Yeah.
Okay. You can take the hot seat right here.
Oh, I like that.
Or you can pass that out. How are you today?
I am good. So, lots of things, just like these other ladies built on. Libraries are very vibrant and coming back really well after COVID. Just kind of, this front side is just a year in review. So we did finish our update with our children's area, and that included funding from Monogram Farms and also Shelby County Community Chest. So that was a big undertaking. Our summer library program last year, we served over 1,700 people throughout our literacy programs and also our educational programs. So that was a really good start. It was our first opportunity to really get kids back in the door, because we hadn't seen them since COVID. And we were just talking, you guys were talking about digital. So yes, everybody's going digital, including libraries. And so that is one of the trends, and libraries are learning how to support their patrons who are wanting to go that way as well. And so if you look, in 2021, we circulated about 9,700 digital items. You compare that just 5 years ago in 2016, and we were just a little over 2,400. And that number is just flying. And we are gradually shifting our dollars. Like for instance, audiobooks. Anybody have a CD player left in their car? I don't. So our audiobooks, especially after COVID, our circulation's really gone down. So we are trying to still please that user, but ordering less and shifting those dollars over into digital dollars, because digital audiobooks are just soaring straight through the roof for usage. So still, we still have users out there, we're just having to meet their needs differently. And then looking forward to this coming year, lots of exciting things. I only have an 8.5 by 11 paper, so one of the big things that we are plunging forward full steam ahead is an exterior renovation on the south side of our building. And our goal is to do that primarily through grant dollars, and that's our main entrance. We got this brown square building with brown letters on it, a little bit of grass sprinkled in, and a whole lot of concrete. So it's not very inviting, and we want it to be very welcoming. So our board, they just want a nice courtyard feel, and we have a lot of trip hazards with the concrete, because it's uneven throughout the year, and they also want to add a music garden, per se, you can call it, on one side. So we have.
This all isn't going to fit on the south side of the library, is it?
It is, actually it is. So
Really?
Small courtyard.
Okay.
Small music garden. Yeah.
They haven't requested a closing of Court Street yet.
Okay,
No.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I really like the alley behind the library, but, one day at a time. So we've gotten some money from ARPA, just like Elkhorn has, for some seating outside to create public spaces. We applied for the Shelby County Community Grant. We've gotten some money from Monogram, and then the AARP Challenge Grant, Challenge Grant that's due in March, we're applying for as well. And then looking probably towards our library foundation to do some backfilling on a project. And it'll probably be staged out depending on what the costs come in. So that's a big thing, especially my role at the library. Lots of great things coming up for summer this year. We have we do summer camps. And so this year we're going to do an art camp, and we have a New York artist that we were introduced to through the state library. He's going to come in and do a modern pop art experience, and I think we're going to do it both for children and adults, 2 different sessions. And he takes, his big thing is he takes cereal boxes and he cuts them up and he makes art out of them. So he's doing a big tour across the Midwest. It's just a really good opportunity. And our summer programs are, again, funded by sponsors. So that's how we're able to bring those in. And then last, one of the other things that we have going on for adults in 2022 is just encouraging people to read more, and especially our adult population. And so we started a great reading challenge, and that was just kind of piggybacked off of the Dubuque library, and they've been doing it for 6 years very successfully, and seeing a lot of participation. And people can sign up anywhere throughout the year, and we kind of have, at the end of the year, we kind of have like a little after-hours party where we just recognize people for what they've accomplished. And so right now we have 30 adults who are signed up. And so we're excited because it's our first year, and we're only in February, and people can sign up all the way through the end of the year. So lots of great things going on. We're already got our summer plans ready for next year. So, yeah.
A busy group of ladies here.
We are. I think we work really hard for, the taxpayers. And I don't think we've let a penny of that funding go untouched. So, that's all I got. Any questions?
I think one of the last time you guys came and talked, one of your concerns was like Wi-Fi connectability. You didn't have enough bandwidth or whatever to let a lot of people on. Did you get that taken care of? Is that improved?
Digital, the fiber. The fiber has really helped. One of the pieces of adding this outdoor courtyard is adding additional electrical outlets and charging stations outside. Because again, we have a lot of people using the library's Wi-Fi outside. And right now, we have it extends far enough out front of the library that people, all the way to the street, that people can use it. But yeah, we really struggled there for a while. And don't get me wrong, we still have days about 3 o'clock. I think somebody's just gaming the heck out of it. And
It's Gene.
yeah, he's probably at, yes, all gaming. So yeah, it's gotten better, but we are just trying to always think of ways that we can. Internet's very expensive.
Yeah, and but it's a big need for people that
Yeah.
can't afford it at their own homes, so.
Yeah, can't even apply for a job anymore without the internet. So
Okay, well, thank you all for
Thank
taking
you.
the time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
thank you.
Next on, fiscal sponsorship EMA grant. Mark?
That's about all I know. I sent you Alex here, or?
Thank you. No.
Tell you what, we'll skip over that and see if they show up here. Relay for Life grounds application for the summer.
They're moving it back uptown. I believe it's been gone for a few years. And we've never had any problems, and it's just great for the community, the number of people that show up for
What
it.
date they looking for?
I think it was June 2nd.
June 3rd,
June 3rd. You got their insurance.
1 to 11, yes,
Okay.
sir. Yep.
The only question I had, they talked in here on the grant application, as far as restrooms, are they gonna provide their own? Because we normally don't open it up.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And they understand that?
Yes.
You usually have porta potties around.
Okay, I just seen the restrooms were things they were needing, and so I just wanna make sure they were getting their own. Otherwise, I don't have a
I
problem.
haven't been approached for it.
Okay. Yeah,
Did they go back to the football field for the last couple
they
of years?
were down there
Okay.
last
Last
year.
2 years.
I don't think 2 years ago they had it because of COVID.
That's right.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but then they had it last year and I went down to it. Yeah, all right. Okay, so I don't know if they're swapping back and forth or what the game plan is, but yeah, you guys okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I have a motion
Make
to
mo-
approve?
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Darren. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Okay, Chamber of Commerce report, Todd, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Todd.
Just a couple of quick items. First and foremost would be this coming Saturday, 10 a.m. and it's being hosted and sponsored by the Shelby County Farm Bureau. We'll have what ends up being our first legislative coffee of the year, because the one in January was, they had to cancel it due to weather. So, like I said, it'll be at the Shelby County Farm Bureau building over on 6th Street. And looking forward to having the guys here. There's a lot that has been going on. In fact, just driving into the office today, I heard that coming out of yesterday, looks like 2.5% for schools. So that will be something that they'll be ready to discuss on Saturday, along with a few of the other items that we've passed. So hope we get a good turnout for that. And then the other item is, of course, our banquet coming up on February 25th. So again, I want to thank all of the folks in the county who sent in nominations for Citizen Volunteer of the Year. I think the person that we're going to end up presenting it to is a great representative of the county. And then we also have our Business of the Year and our Nonprofit of the Year and our new Chamber Business of the Year. So it'll be a lot of fun. Going to do a Mardi Gras theme, and really looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back together and doing it in person instead of, like I said, last meeting, standing out in the hallway handing out awards and taking pictures just wasn't the same. So that's about it. Just got a couple other things that we're working on that really aren't at a point where I can publicly discuss them, but got a couple other programs.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Yep.
Yesterday, last few days, we had an application, you were part of that for childcare for ARPA. Do you mind, are you able to speak
Sure,
to that a little
yeah.
bit?
So
I mean, we're not gonna act on anything today, because we're still getting requests in, and we'll be putting them all together here down the road.
Yeah, so working with a child care facility here in Shelby County, it's the Country Kids Child Care Facility. Right now, they service 92, they have 92 slots. and they're putting people on waiting lists, and we're not even to the summer, when, you know,
Yeah.
people don't have school to send their kids to. So, this expansion would add another 30 slots to their service, taking them up to 122. And it's gonna be a 30 by 60 by 9 building is what we're looking at putting up. Okay. The total estimate, and this estimate was done, you know, a couple of months ago, so who knows what it'll actually end up being with building materials and all that. But the initial estimate was very close to 300,000. It was 288,000 to do the building. With this addition, a couple of the things that we need to address in regards to the workforce of Shelby County will be possible for us to at least make a dent into them. And one of those is like toddler childcare. They just don't have as many slots there. There's a lot of working mothers that are not, they may be working in Shelby County, but they're not living in Shelby County because they don't have childcare for their toddlers. Also, this additional area will give us, you know, we've really been focusing on that second shift opportunity. Is there a way that we can provide second shift daycare in Shelby County? Another area that we really don't have, I mean, if you're working after 5 p.m., unless you've got, you know, friends or family to take care of your child, we don't have daycare options around here. So this again would by moving things around, using this new space, would help us address that a little bit too. So, and then finally, depending on how that all works out, the ages of the children, how we use these additional 30 slots, it might add another 4 to 6 jobs to the area to help, especially if we go to the second shift opportunity. So the request that we have into you is for 50% of what we're looking at. So we got about a $300,000 cost and put in a request for $150,000. The main driver right now on how we're going to fund the rest of that is just going to be kind of the timing on, you know, if we are able to receive some ARPA money and then how much that is. We will use that to apply for other grants and other opportunities as a match.
So we'd be the match.
Yeah, so that's what we're really looking for is to use these funds not only to help put up the building, but even more importantly, most of these grants that we go out and we tell them we have, you know, anywhere from 30 to 50% match of what we're asking from them, will have a much better opportunity of getting those grants sent through too.
So would it be safe to say that this project's not gonna happen without ARPA, some ARPA funds at least?
I wouldn't want to say that it just can't happen at all. It definitely would take a lot more work and a lot more luck through if we were trying to piece together, because most of these other grants we're looking at, you know, they're going to be like a 25,000 or a 50,000 or something like that. So we'd have to piece together about 6 or 7 different sources of funding to try to reach that 300,000 without the ARPA money.
Give me a frame of reference. You say these guys currently can do like 92 kids, like times for tots. How many openings do they have?
Off the top of my head, they're really close. They're about 70.
About the same, okay,
About
so it's
70
not-
to 80. So, yeah, and they're a little landlocked where they're at right now as far as being able to expand that facility. And also, the city of Elkhorn has done a wonderful job. They have worked with their school system and using one of the old school buildings down in the Elkhorn area to possibly add some daycare down there too. So this is an effort that's going on throughout the county because everybody recognizes.
Well, childcare, I mean, we talked about it earlier in this ARPA thing. It's one of our priorities if we could
It's a
help
huge
in that
need.
area. The needs there.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if you look at like the state level statistics, 1 out of 3 families don't have access to the childcare that they need, especially, you know, in the rural areas. And, you know, especially for us here, like I said, we show that 1 out of every 4 people who are working in Shelby County are living in Shelby County right now.
Well, and COVID hit it hard too.
COVID hit really hard.
Yeah. Todd, could you give me like a time frame
for you to continue on with the grant application process, any grants we approve now, nobody's gonna get any money till July 1.
Correct,
But-
correct.
But as far as you knowing to start other application, when's kind of a time frame you need to know or that we would need to?
I know you have a lot of other applications coming in, so if we could look at some time around, middle, end of March,
As far as knowing?
as far as knowing
If you were approved.
if we're approved or not, and,
Okay.
and again, even in, an amount, so I know what else we're targeting.
Yep.
Because there are some opportunities with some grants coming out of the Omaha area that still support Southwest Iowa. There's some national stuff that's going on, and again, it would be breaking down maybe like some equipment or something that we need from certain areas, certain foundations, and then finally, one of the nice things we have in this area is if I'm able to piece 80% of this together, I can always go talk to the Iowa West Foundation about the other 20%.
It's true.
Okay. Thank you, that helps. We'll keep that in mind. You keep in touch with me too, as you get closer there in March.
Yep, we'll keep you updated, and
Okay.
again, like I said, I know we need to kind of update our estimate and stuff, and get some architectural numbers done, so.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Todd. County Engineers Report, Brandon. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Brandon.
Just a quick update from me. Last week, had blades out trying to fix some washboards and just try to lay out some rock. It's kind of hard to do this time of year. I know stuff was getting rough, but just another weird year on top of
You have
COVID.
had a very light year for snow.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll take that, but I just,
Yeah.
the top foot and a half doesn't have any moisture in it, so it's kind of like, I don't know if we've seen it like this, there's cracks in the roads.
Yeah,
in your
washboards are more
yard.
common than they normally are.
Right.
You just can't do nothing with them.
Right,
They're either
right,
froze or,
right, you cut them and you lay the rock back on it, and it's just gonna washboard, because there's
Yeah.
nothing to bind it, so. Trying to get those, once spring starts coming around the corner, we'll get out and fix them better than we can right now. Other than that, a lot of brush cutting going on, like you said, not much snow. I think, the 10-day, when tomorrow was the 10th day, they said we could get up to a foot of snow, and not gonna get any, so I like that kind of forecasting.
Have we, you got any idea of how much money we maybe have saved this year because of no overtime?
Not right
really?
now.
Okay.
I don't like to count my chickens
I know.
before they
And
hatch.
you're gonna,
March can be
Oh,
yeah.
devastating sometimes.
Right.
and it could rain 3
Right.
feet, who knows?
Right, yeah, I
It'll
hope.
cause other problems, but.
Yeah, so I'll have a better number kind of when we get through it. I know we're sitting pretty good. We bought a lot of salt and stuff just with the unknown of where we're going right now, so.
Let stuff keep for next year if you
Oh,
don't use it,
absolutely.
okay.
We got
Must
the
have been, I don't know.
building and, yeah, we
Good.
keep it out of the rain. It'll get across on it, but it busts up really easy with the front end loader, so. Next meeting, probably have 5-year plan and budget.
That's due already?
Yeah, it is, yeah, April 15th is when it's due by, so I don't like to wait till the last minute, but getting that finalized in the office. And then something I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys, currently rewriting the entrance policy, and
Talking lane entrances off the roads?
Yep, field entrances, home entrances. Talked to a couple other counties, Crawford was one of them. They allow plastic pipe for entrances
Oh,
instead of all we've allowed is steel riveted. This is a dual wall approved by the DOT. It's not like a tile line, it's an actual polyethylene. Yep, they meet all the same, pretty much the same cover requirements as what a steel pipe does.
Do they hold up as well?
I think they do, Charlie, except for fire. Some people have had some issues with burning ditches. They don't like fire very well. But I think there's some caveats. We could require a steel apron or something like that on them, and I think that protects them pretty well. We did some quoting. They're considerably less expensive than steel pipe is. I think our last steel pipe that we just quoted a month ago had gone up. What did it go up? About 50% from what we got from the prior year. So, we gotta do something to.
Yep,
to-
make it affordable.
Right.
And they're easier to handle too.
They are.
I
They
know
are.
I put some in, not in the road entrances, but out in my fields and stuff, and we're driving the combines and everything over.
Yeah, they come in 20-foot sticks, and then they actually have connectors on them, so
Yep.
you know, they snap together. It's not like a band or anything like that, so I know.
Who's responsible for that cost? The landowner or the?
On
Yeah.
new entrances, the
Yep.
landowner is, then the
On the
county.
new one,
Then
okay.
the county takes care of them forever,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
You probably have had requests in the past to use them too.
We have, and I know they've come a long way in the last 10 years with plastic pipe and just cost, and I don't know that we wanted to be the first county to try it, but Crawford County's been doing it for 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. They haven't had any issues with it.
How long does a typical culvert, metal one?
50, 60 years, something like that. Can
Then
be-
it's
can
due to
be more,
rust.
Can be less, yeah, rust. If it's below a catalot, it might last 10 years. So a
Sure.
plastic one would last,
A lot better.
yeah. And I don't know what the design life of a plastic pipe is. It's gotta be at least 60 years, I would think. And they're rigid enough, you can bed them with rock, just like we bed everything else. And they'll last, so.
I think it'd be a good improvement.
Something to consider, I think.
So
we
what are
might
you
try to-
asking for approval to start using them or?
It's in our current, that it's just riveted steel pipes, so we'd have to change the current entrance
Gotcha.
policy, which I might bring to the next meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you bring us
Consideration.
something?
Yeah.
You guys all right with that?
Have it on the agenda for action.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we rewrote a lot of it, site distance and stuff like that. There was distances that you couldn't reference to. At our gravel road, we'd allow driveways that needed a hidden driveway sign, and then the pavements were excessive for what the actual manual says, so. I think it's a good balance. We're just gonna allow 500 feet. That's my proposed for all of them. That's what it
Okay.
says in that manual, so.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, I know Chris is out right now working on pipe inventory. He's found some stuff that needs replaced, so. Reason we're doing that, FEMA, if you don't have an inventory of what's there, they won't pay for damages anymore, so. It's a good thing to have, know what you got, and he's found several that we've replaced since he's found them, so.
Is there anything that's not going up?
No,
I know,
no, it's
scary.
It's equipment, materials.
What was that?
Rock.
What was that large expenditure you had this month for CAT? Did you rebuild another grader or something, or what was that?
How
It's
much?
400 and some thousand, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, you did rebuild another.
We did, but they're not 400,000.
No, this was,
That would've been the total from that department.
I was pretty sure it went to CAT.
We had some big CAT expenditures. We had a transmission go out of a machine, but that wasn't 400,000.
No.
That was 4,000 or 40,000 or
The
so.
thing we have here doesn't have a breakdown, but.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys
Just
have
curious.
questions,
Okay.
let me know.
I'll give you a shot.
Yeah, we didn't buy any new equipment this month.
Well, I knew it wasn't new equipment,
Yeah.
but I didn't know.
Yeah, it's, I guess for reference, we purchased a truck for this fiscal year last March, and we haven't received it
And
yet.
you won't get it for another.
It keeps getting pushed back a week. We were supposed to get it today, and the 28th is when they told us we were gonna get it. So,
Okay,
yeah, it's weird.
okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Budget discussions, Mark, setting maximum levy hearing.
Yeah, I've got the document for that. You're all familiar with this. With the maximum levy dollars.
Yep.
And the maximum levy dollars, percent proposed. This is just setting a maximum, it's nothing final. 7.94% for rural, general basic and general supplemental combined, and for rural basic, 5.03%. And this just gives us some room,
We cannot
seeing what
exceed,
our,
we
yeah,
cannot exceed,
we will not exceed those numbers, we can't. We'll be bound to those
and
numbers.
it will be lower.
Yeah, and explanation of increases, just to be open about this, a lot of people don't read the publications, maybe they're watching this. explanations of increases in the budget, wage increases per union negotiations and state mandate, inflation, departmental revenue decreases causing wages to be drawn from general basic in the future. There's one department that was self-funded, and because of revenue decreases, nothing anybody has any control over, those wages are being drawn from general basic. Now, increase in capital outlay for road rock, that's $20,000 is in here, in excess over the past 3 or 4 years, just because of inflation. You guys can decide whether to include that or not.
Right.
And that is it. The above tax rates do not include any voted levies, so it does not include the new debt levy, mental health and disability services levy, debt service levy, and rates of other local jurisdiction.
Well, you can see, just as Brandon talked today, the high expenses and increases just in secondary roads for equipment and materials and just the cost of doing business. I mean, we used to always, when we did our budget, we always look between the cost, inflation and 3%. Inflation the last 10 years has been between 1.5% and 2.5%. So we were always from there to 3%. Well, now we're shifting gears and going over here. Inflation's low over 7%. We still work at that. 3 is where we always start with our budget. Well, it's going to be somewhere in between. We hope it's not going to be under 3, and it's hopefully not going to be over 7, and that's what you kind of see here. That's the max. So, and hopefully we can do okay there. And
There's many departments in Shelby County. There's one department, wages, they went up, and they still maintain their 3% increase. And there's lots of examples of that.
on the operating costs,
Yeah, they increased the wages and said, nope, we're gonna leave spending the same
Right.
on everything else.
That's going to be hard to do
But
with
it's gonna be a rubber band effect
fuel, everything.
next year, because we're gonna find out how tough it was just to make your department run.
But if we can stretch it out, that helps.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the
Yeah,
department heads
no,
doing
everybody's
that.
been great.
Now, if you look at it
Working together.
department by department, there's places where, of course, it has to happen, and there's places where it didn't happen, just because the department head was responsible in doing that.
Well, when we start our budget process, we tell everybody, and they've been awesome, try to be at 3%. They ain't coming in here at 9 and 15% or wherever, they know. Unless they really need it for something, and they gotta really have the explanation behind it. So,
These ARP funds are helping us a little bit to keep the percentages.
yeah, especially with
down
capital.
Keeps that, again, that rubber band,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it just stretches that
One-time
rubber band,
purchases,
because that's
yeah.
gonna be gone someday, and
We needed some
Yeah.
capital.
And
it'll
we're-
catch up.
helping the community out too, so. Okay, we need to, so we're gonna set the max hearing levy and the hearing date for March 3rd. Resolution 2213.
No, it's at the top here, yes, you are correct, I'm sorry.
Okay,
March 3rd, 2022, 9
Right.
a.m., right here.
okay. Do I have a motion to set the max levy and the hearing date of March 3rd? Motion. Motion by Charlie, second by Darren. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And with our new website, it will be on the website.
Awesome.
So that-
Getting better?
Yeah, there's
Depends on the
there's
day, we don't
bugs
wanna
all
talk
over.
too much.
There's bugs all over.
Yeah.
And when people, other departments call in and say, well, this isn't right and this isn't right, give us time. It's a slow process, because we don't have anybody dedicated to those duties of keeping that updated. Between Taryn and Melissa in my office, they
But we
keep it
paid
updated.
somebody to not have bugs, didn't we? I mean, we didn't
No,
create this.
it's just
website.
organizing
To
it.
work them out.
Okay.
Putting this and having that, this phone number's wrong.
Okay.
We got the
Getting
capable.
organized.
Yeah. People don't like the way the website looks for their department. It should be up higher. It should be, yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, I need a motion to authorize the chairperson to sign the 2021 budget audit
For
representation.
Grunwald, Bellenkine.
For our audit coming up.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Darren. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
The representation letters.
Motion carried. Okay, anything else on budget? Oh, yes. Our next meeting, March 1st, at the end of the meeting, we're going to recess and have our final budget workshop. Okay, we got a couple budgets we still need to finalize yet and get that done. Okay? You guys okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then.
And March 3rd for the budget here will be a special meeting.
Right.
Yep, just
So
so
that's-
to
so that's
clarify,
on
they're not
Thursday
the same meeting.
Is it because of timeline?
Yeah.
They can't
I mean,
meet that?
getting,
Okay.
publishing in both newspapers.
Okay. Last on the agenda, go over some ARPA application considerations. So City of Defiance is here. Would you like to come up here, state your name and
Yeah, my name
talk
is
about the
Jamie
application?
Getz. I am the mayor of the city of Defiance. Thanks for the opportunity to speak.
Good morning, thanks for coming.
Yeah, I am here for possible funding on our old water tower. Mark, I believe Max gave you a 3-step literature from Viking on what we may be doing, one of those 3 steps. We're very concerned about water levels. Water just keeps going down and down and down. You know, I kind of get a kick out of a lot of people, well, you know, we're lucky we missed that snow. We need that snow.
Yeah, you're right.
I wish we'd got a foot of it. They're talking about a very, very dry spring again. And Gary Mulbauer, our town man, says our levels just cannot keep. They just keep dropping. We want to possibly dig a 5th well, reinstate our old water tower, do one of them 3 programs that Mark has over there from Viking. So we have got plenty of water. By doing this, I think we're also going to help other communities around us that need water, such as Erling. You know, they've been over at Defiance so many times getting water.
So, to understand this, is this an abandoned water tower you want to redo?
It hasn't
or
been
you have-
used.
You have another water tower?
Yes, yes.
Main
we-
one?
Yes.
So you,
So you're not on rural water? The
No,
town-
we're not on rural
The city
water.
of Defiance is not.
We own our water.
Okay.
okay, so you, the way I read the application, you were looking to use this more as a regional hub?
Yes.
Okay, so explain that.
Well, like I say, with water levels going down, Harlan, Westphalia, how many towns are on rural? The problem that we had with rural water last year?
Yeah, most of little towns are.
Yeah.
Erling is not?
Yeah,
They are?
yeah, yeah.
But you're saying they still need to come over to you
Yeah.
periodically to
Yeah,
get
they
water?
do.
Really?
They do. They've done it on several occasions.
For
So, you
fire?
know,
For fire? or-
Fire or other reasons why they wanted water.
Okay,
But I think it's getting to be a very big issue. These levels just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. You look at the Nishnabotna River, when I was a kid, it used to flow 3-4 foot from bank to bank. And everybody tells me, oh, it's just because they're putting in the tiles and the water ain't getting there. No, it's because we haven't had the winters that we've had. We don't get the rain in the springs that we usually get.
our levels are just all down.
You know, the farmers, you guys are getting the best seed in the world to be getting that grain to do what it's doing on the precipitation that you get in here. You know, the seed that you'd had 50, 60 years ago, I think you know, it wouldn't have worked.
They crossed it with cactus is what they did.
Well, I think they did. It'll grow in Arizona. So, but that's basically all I have. I mean, it's that simple. We would like to get this other water tower refurbished on one of them 3 plans. And
Brandon, do you use water from other towns when you're out doing some of the roads, or how do you get your water when you're packing?
We have usually it's from regional water, and then we just have an agreement with regional water, and we'll pay. I don't believe we've ever got any from Defiance. Generally, we'll just pull up to a hydrant, not in a town, and just have an agreement with or if it's in a town, we'll have an agreement with regional water, yeah.
Okay. That could be an option though.
Absolutely.
you know, I'm just saying that I think it would be a big benefit for Shelby County.
Has that tower been sitting there quite a while?
How long has it been out of use? Marcus, do you have an idea how long that tower's been out of use?
10 years maybe?
I want to say 10 to 12 years it's been out of
So,
use.
I'm just, and some of the other guys haven't heard this yet, but we have approximately $450,000 left of ARPA money, okay? Right now, with the child care one we spoke about, we have about 640,000 requests. So chances of getting a full one, probably non-existent, or getting funded at all. It's gonna depend on where the priorities and that fit in. Are you looking, because there's no way I just know we wouldn't be able to, because you're asking like 330,000.
Well, that
was the top.
That would be the top one.
So you looking for some grants and stuff?
We're looking for any help we can get.
Todd, is there stuff out there for them?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna give you my card right if you can send me the 3 plans.
Sure.
I think that there are a couple of opportunities, maybe through USDA, that we can get some money.
Yeah.
There's some community needs dollars out there through USDA.
Okay. Well, you know, we've thought about, you know, state USDA. It's just I want to talk to you people.
So you would need to add an existing well as well, or you're talking about doing that?
Like I say, you know, the water levels just keep going down and down all the time. And this year ain't gonna be any good.
No, it's not.
And with this global warming, you know, I used to laugh years ago when they used to bring up this global warming. I was like, it's no joke.
It's not funny
It's
anymore.
here. We don't have winters no more. I love to ice fish. You're lucky to get 3 weeks ice fishing.
Now you just brought us 2 feet of snow in March.
I hope so. But if you guys see the weather over the next 2 weeks here now, we've got this much of a chance for precipitation. And there goes the winter again. Here comes the warm weather. Where's the rain?
I just heard on the radio in the last few weeks, Ellen Taylor is predicting starting this summer through 25. We're starting at 89-year cycle for dryness, and 25 is predicting to be the worst, but it's going to continue to get drier.
I think it already started. What the heck's he talking about?
No, but he has said that. Yeah.
Well, I think we all have the big cracks in our yards. If you go look, you'll find them.
It's just powder on top.
Yeah.
Never seen it like this in the middle of winter.
It's weird. It's terrible. We've never been this dry.
So anyway, sometime in the next few months, we'll be dealing with this, and like I said,
Structurally, it's okay though. I mean, those pictures you sent of the pads that it's standing on looked a little iffy to me, but
well,
they say they're okay, huh?
There's going to be some. There's going to be a few things that are going to need to be done to meet OSHA regulations.
Mm-hmm.
The ladder or the cat walk or whatever you want to call with the support behind it. That ladder's not wide enough, and that's not going to pass OSHA regulations. But that's not going to be that big of a deal to get that replaced. The number one thing is inside the tower, getting that redone, the rivets and everything, which is all in that literature that Mark has, from the first step up to the third step.
you've had somebody look at it.
Yes, Viking.
But the first step, the 100 and whatever thousand it was, will get the necessary things
Yes,
done.
it would. That would get the cat. It would meet it up to OSHA regulations,
Okay.
and it would put it in working order. It's just the second step. Well, it's kind of like buying a
Be nice,
car.
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
This would be a little nicer. This would be a little nicer.
What was the bottom one, 50?
I think the bottom was right at 100, and then I think it goes 2, and then a touch over the 3.
Okay.
You know, if my memory serves me correct.
Again, you would use this more or less as a backup for your town and also as a regional hub for anybody to use. Okay.
It wouldn't be like ours, get out of here.
Yeah, because we probably wouldn't even consider it at all.
No, because we believe that water is a major issue, and it's getting to be a bigger issue all the time.
I don't think we're gonna get any argument from everybody on that part.
Have you thought any about, I mean, if this did go through, could you recoup some of those costs by actually charging for some of that water, or is that?
Possibly, yes. I mean, if we would,
I mean, not a,
That's a commodity.
yeah, I mean,
we could, you know, raise.
just like Brandon, when he uses water, he has to pay regional water or whatever for it, so.
And you know, with everybody saying how everything's going up, water's going up too in the store.
Oh, yeah,
Everything's went up.
cost to pump it.
These guys that are, they've done it a few times, and I know there's some companies that do it, but they're bringing water right out of the ocean and refiltering it or whatever, and it's good drinking water. That might be what the world's coming to.
They've been doing that for a long time, but it costs a lot of money to do it, that's the
Well,
problem,
it
so.
may just come to that
Yep.
more than what we think.
Yep.
Yep. Okay,
That's all I have.
Then we're gonna need more.
appreciate you participating today and getting us up to date.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's a good project, obviously.
Anybody have anything else? If not, meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.